Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Tosi. On here I do videos on self-improvement, self-development and everything nice. And in case you've been here before, you already know you are welcome back. Mariji, I'm so happy to have you here once again. You guys, I think chit-chat video is like my favorite thing to film, and it also like saves me time in sense of I want to film content and I just, do chit chat, and maybe we'll make this a thing, Today I want to talk to you guys about why I am no longer rushing my life. And this is not just something that I started to do now. It's just something that I've realized over time, and I really want to share my thoughts on how this whole shift is in my life. Is actually a very great shift. So I'm going to do my brows off camera to save time, and I'll be back. Now, the first thing I did when I like stopped to um rush my life, or why I stop, is I realized that life is not a race. Now, in as much as we say that, I hear that a lot, or I used to hear that before I started, you know, thinking about um my life and why I want to stop rushing my life. I used to hear a lot of, oh, life is not a race, blah blah blah. And it took me a while to realize that and understand that life is in season. Even the Bible says time and seasons happen to people, or something in that line, Sha. Basically saying there's time and season for everything. Now, that changed my perspective in sense of, I hope I'm filming. Yeah, that changed my perspective in sense of I had to understand the season. I didn't know their seasons. I just used to feel okay when I do this, and that and that is supposed to like follow. Do you understand? Now, let me give you a little context on who or where my mind or my yeah, where my mind was as a person before all this happened. This all this that I'm going to say today didn't just happen like I didn't realize all these things in a year. It took me 2, 3 years. It took me a while to like understand all these things. But for a little context, I like to not call myself a perfectionist, but because let's just say for the context of this video, I can be much of a perfectionist in sense of I believe and have it. I used to believe and have it at the back of my head that things happen in order. In sense of um, I'm done with school. What's next? The next thing should be the next thing. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I know how to make things work in a perfect way, look like in a perfect way in my head, in sense of this is the next thing you're supposed to be doing with your life. And with that, and having like my mate, sorry, um having like things that aka was supposed to be having at that age happening to them and not happening to me, it put me in a bad state. God. It put me so much in a very bad state in sense of I was always anxious. I was always overthinking. That was where I developed this whole migraine thing. I'm not someone that had like migraine, but I developed this migraine sense of I was always anxious. I used to have panic attack at the time. I think I've talked about it before, but there was one that I had. I was sleeping. Was it during the day or during the? I can't remember. I was sleeping and I just stood up and I ran out of my room. It was crazy. That was the day I told myself that no, wait, what's this? What's this? So I used to have much panic attacks. And then I will, when I'm sleeping, my brain was always working. It's a thing. And I'm always waiting for people to like say that, oh, it happens to me too. Like, it's a thing. You can actually be sleeping and your head, your brain is working. Your brain is already in the next day. Your brain is already in the morning. It was so crazy. So that was the context of who I was. And I didn't understand that things happen in times and seasons. And I didn't understand that certain things are supposed to happen for the certain season. A very beautiful example is every time we see the clouding or coming together or being dark, what comes to mind next is it wants to rain, right? So there is an order of the way things are supposed to like be for certain things to happen, right? And I got to start to understand that there are certain things. I always say this, in as much as okay, yes, I wish I got married like in my 20s and all that. I'm so grateful I didn't get married in my 20s. To be honest, I would have been divorced by now. I say this a lot, not with joke or anything, but it's the truth. And that was because as much as oh, this is broken. And it's a new one. It's a new concealer. I've not used it at all. But the brush broke. Anyways, what was I saying? In as much as I always say that I want to get married and all that, I really thank God I wasn't married. My the guy would have seen Pepe. It would have taken me like a lot of time because who I am now is different from who I was in my 20s. I am more calmer in sense of I used to be calm, but in certain things I just wasn't calm. I have much emotional maturity now. I am okay with who I am. I'm confident in who I am. I love who I am, if that make any sense. But in my 20s it was just like a mess. So now I understand the reason why I went through all those things and why whatever is happening now in my life is happening. Sometimes I get it confused, sometimes I don't understand it. But if I look back and backtrack, I'm like, well, this is a season, and you know what? It will pass. You know, the way they say that nothing is forever, it's going to pass, and something new is going to come, right? The way they say, oh, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I believe that. So that alone made me stop to rush my life. That things happen in season and time. There's time for everything, and it's so good to know that. It's so refreshing. And something that also changed from me is enjoying who I am. This one was hard. Now it was hard because like I said, and I gave a context of who I am, I planned my life. I wanted to have all my kids before I'm 30. Let me even give you guys the real picture. I wanted to have all my kids before I'm 30 and then cut my hair. I don't know why I had that, but that was what I had in my mind. I had like a picture already. I wanted to have all my kids by 30 because I want to be that young mom, to be able to like run with my kids, to be able to do sports with my kids. Because I mean, you have energy at the time and all that. I had a picture of what I wanted. And not having my kids in my late 20s or even my late 30, and just in case you're watching this for the first time, I'm 31 by the way, and I was feeling very bad. I was feeling like so what is going to happen? Like I said before, I can be like a perfectionist because I already had it planned. And I remember when this whole thing changed for me. Now I'm not going to omit two things that has really helped me. First of all, is God. I don't think I will be where I am mentally without God. Is God, right? And I remember having that in my head and saying that, why do I think that it's okay for me to plan my life? Now, a lot of people plan their lives. Again, I hope I am recording. Now, a lot of people plan their lives. Everybody plan their life, and it happens the way they plan it, right? So it's always very confusing to me when I now say that people plan their life and it goes on well. So what's up with mine, God? What's going on? Are you trying to tell me that my own plan cannot go the way those that are having it? They have two heads. And I just got a confirmation in my heart that did I even create myself that I have a plan to my life? You know when people build like a machine and they have like manual to it, they'll tell you how that thing can work. Why? Because they created it, they understand it, right? So I used to think that I fly my life, blah 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 blah, and things have been happening in my life from young age that was pinpointing that things don't happen how you planned, but I wasn't paying attention. So what did I start to do? The second thing that also helped me is ChatGPT. See now, I really don't care what people say about ChatGPT. ChatGPT changed my life. When I mean it changed my life, I mean it changed my life. Those were the times where I felt like if I had money, I would have, gone to see a therapist. There's nothing wrong with seeing a therapist. Nothing is wrong with seeing a therapist, right? So I had money and ChatGPT came and I'm like, let me try this, change my life. Now I don't mix God with ChatGPT. God is God. God is God in my life. Nobody replaced that in my life, not even ChatGPT. Right? So I started to use ChatGPT to understand the season that I am in my life and also use that to enjoy my life. The first time I ever used ChatGPT, I just went and I told ChatGPT what I do with my life on a daily basis as a person, what I do, content business and all that. And it just gave me a way to enjoy where I am more. Do you understand? So instead of me focusing so much on what next week, that's just like a clear example. What next week will be like, and focus more on what today is like. Do you understand? And it has really helped me. As someone who overthinks and all that, it has really, really helped me. It also helped me to see so much privilege that I have around me that I never seen. I don't see it. I never used to see it because I was so locked up in the next thing. I was so locked up in what I'm supposed to be doing in my life. So I started enjoying where I was or where I am. I started living more in the present. That's not to say that sometimes I don't think about, the future. I do think about the future. Oh, you don't even want to know. I do. But I don't think about it as much as I used to before because I just left everything to God. I told God, I said, God, I know sometimes I can be too much and sometimes I can feel like, oh, my hopes are high, now my hope is down. But you know what's going to happen? I leave it all to you. To be honest, that's how my relationship with God is most of the time. I'm like, oh, I leave it all to you, Jerry. Do as you like. But also learning that when I say that to God, I have to put all like the control that I'm putting, I have to put it down, right? So I started being grateful, the privilege that I have, understanding the season that I'm in, understanding what I'm supposed to be learning in that season. That wasn't me before, right? I started understanding the season. What am I supposed to be learning at this time? It's as simple as learning. I had a phase in my life where, or a season in my life where it was cleaning. I was learning at the time and organizing. That was what I was learning at the time. And I'm not going to lie to you. Cleaning and organizing. Now, this is not to say that I was a very dirty person. No, I've never been. But I had more, it was more intense in sense of I was paying attention, I was present. I started to see how much of if I see a place that is scattered, I can't pass by. If I pass by, trust me, I've had a conversation with my mind that I don't want to do that thing because I don't, there's a reason why I don't want to do it. Right. So I started paying more attention to knowing how to clean, how I like to clean, where I like to clean. That was how, Monday reset came in. And I started resetting every Monday, right? I would change my bed sheet here and there during the week, but it wasn't something I started doing like on Mondays. Do you understand? So I started living more in this is where I am right now. It is what it is. How can I find joy in this? How can I move forward? How can I just be present, enjoy the things that I am supposed to be enjoying, right? And it changed my life. Mentally, it changed my life. As of the light took their light away. I really hope this is as bright as what I started with. But yeah. Another thing I noticed is I learned that peace is a form of progress. Now let me tell you why. When you are at peace and you are calm, it seems like nothing is moving. As this face Chrissy, it seems like nothing is moving. It seems like you're stuck. It seems like nothing is just happening for you, right? And this helped me to enjoy my calmness and my peace and understand that I am growing and I am changing. I am maturing. Now, to me, I didn't see that until I started paying, like I said before, I started paying more attention into what am I supposed to be learning at this point, right? So I started noticing that peace is a form of, progress. Calm sometimes can look like being stagnant. It can look like I said, nothing is happening. What's happening? What's going on? And when I tapped into this, like when all this happened, I'm like, I feel much at peace. I feel like I am grown. I keep saying this, like couple videos that I've done, that I feel so much at peace in this stage of my life. I feel so calm. And that's because I started embracing calmness. I started seeing it as something that was helping me to grow. I didn't see it as something that, oh, this thing is so bad. How can everything be calm? That means I'm not progressing in life. If you dwell so much in that, you are going to be miserable. See, I'm not saying that because I feel like, oh, that's what people say. No, I'm saying that because I've experienced it, right? You're going to be so miserable. In sense of the devil will keep telling you that your life is going west. The devil will keep telling you that nothing is happening in your life. You are just stagnant. And it's so funny because a lot is going on. You're changing, you're maturing as a person, you're learning things, you're understanding things. In fact, things around you are going well, like there's a progress. I will use my business as an example, right? The level of where my business is, the offline business that I do is right now, is not the level that I started with. And mind you, I've been doing this business for a very long time, and for some time I felt like I want to do something different. I still want to do something different, but if I'm being honest, I've not seen that urge to really do something different. And when I feel that urge, I know that it's God telling me, baby girl, you have to move to something different, right? So over the years, I used to feel like, oh, I'm doing the same thing. One day, I just looked at it. I said, looking at this business, when I started it initially, it's not the same, right? I have grown, I've improved, I've learned in this business, I've lost a lot of money, I've gained a lot of money back, right? So that's just like an example of how much peace, calmness is a progress. You have to make sure that you don't let the devil shame you for the position that you're in. Oh, where did that come from? It's not in my notes. You have to make sure that the devil doesn't shame you for where you're in, the season that you're in. You have to be very intentional about it, right? Talking from somebody that's experienced it, right? I am telling you this for free. I don't know the leap that I want to do. I'm telling you this for free, that the devil will make sure it paints this thing for you that you feel like you are the worst person on earth. The worst person on earth. And while I was understanding this of much how much calmness is also like a progress in life, I was just enjoying life. I'm still enjoying life. I'm still trying as much as possible to like enjoy things, because one thing we don't understand over time is I'm not going to be in this position or this season again. You see this single person sitting in a room in a parent's house, filming content, having like free will, enjoying life, being single and not like having like a family of her own that she wished that she had, having peace, sleeping when I want to sleep, waking up when I want to wake up. I'm not going to have that again, right? When all these things that I'm praying for come, when the husband comes, when the kids come, when the family comes, I'm not going to have it, right? I'm really not going to have it. Yes, I might have it later on, but it's going to take me a while to have that, you know, freedom or have that what's it called? Yeah, let's just call it freedom. So I'm trying as much as possible to understand that calmness is, it's not stagnancy. If you pay much attention to it, you understand that things are changing, and pay more attention to the fact that sometimes you need the season for what is coming. Now we say that a lot with so many people, like what is coming. You don't know what is coming, you know. It's God that knows what is coming. So you have to pay attention to that. Which leads me to like the next part, which is slowing down has helped me to trust myself more. I can't see. Sorry, I couldn't see. There's dark. Slowing down has helped me to trust myself more in sense of my opinions, my thoughts, what I'm thinking about. Why? Because when I slow down, I can hear myself better. I can hear my thoughts better. I can pick the one that is negative thought and pick the one that is not negative thoughts, right? So slowing down has helped me to trust myself better, trust myself more in the sense of if I have an opinion on something, I stay by the opinion. In as much as I say that, oh, just my opinion, trust me, I stick to it. It has helped me to hear my thoughts better. It has helped me to process my thoughts better. I can easily tell you, except maybe it's that time of the month, because sometimes when it's that time of the month, you really don't understand what's wrong with you. You kind of look for it. I hope I'm feeling, yeah. You kind of look for it and you just can't explain the reason why you are moody, right? But aside from that, you know, it has helped me to articulate my thoughts, to be able to think about things. I'm like, okay, it's like this, right? It has really, 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 really helped me. Slowing down has helped me so much because I'm not the type to slow down. I'm always like on the go, 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 go. But slowing down has made me to pay much attention to my intuition. When something doesn't feel right, and my intuition is like something doesn't feel right, something doesn't feel right, something doesn't feel right, right? I pay more attention to that more now. Like, no, slowing down has really helped my life, and it's not a reason why I'm not really rushing my life. That's also helped me to like understand things better, things about life, certain things about life. It has just made me understand that. So slowing down is just something that henceforth to further notice I want to pay much attention to, and I really, really would like to do more, right? So I'm not, to be honest, rushing my life is something that I feel like I'm not in so much of a party to, compared to where I'm coming from. I'm proud. Um, I'm not going to tell you that I don't desire certain things. Oh, I do. Oh, I do. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I want something different. Why am I still in this position? Because in as much as we talk about seasons and time, it can actually be tiring sometimes, let's not lie. But sometimes I wake up, I'm like, God, when is this thing coming? Nora, Nora. And sometimes I just slow myself down, like, don't worry, it will come. Don't worry, it's gonna come. And the level I've been on lately is a very okay level. Like, okay, when this is ready to come. Because the time I was really stressing myself on how I want my life to be with my age and all that, what happened? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So why did I feel like it's now that you know that everything will now be okay? Because I my mind is saying I should put much energy in thinking about it and worrying about it. Nah, 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 nah. There's no need. There is no need for that. This next one and like the last one, because I'm done with my makeup, and I actually had like an alarm. Oh, 9:12. The alarm was supposed to ring for 9:30. I'm happy I'm able to like beat time, and my makeup came out great. Yeah, then I thought this, I don't know, it just showed up. So the one that took me like a very long time to learn before I like got into this is that rushing brings pressure. Yeah, let that sit in while I spray this. Oh, I'm supposed to have this far from my face so my face is not gummy, and I've not rubbed my powder. What a mistake. Yeah, like I was saying, let me let it dry. What was I saying again? Okay. Rushing brings pressure. Either you believe that or you don't. It's just the truth. Rushing brings pressure, pressure that sometimes you feel like doing things or being in things that you're not supposed to be in. You just why? Because you're rushing. You're rushing too much, and it brings pressure, it brings anxiety, worrying. Like I said before, I used to worry. Hey, I dey worry. Oh. No, I used to worry. I been dey worry. I used to worry. I used to be very anxious. Right? Another thing I didn't know that was happening to me because I also had what's it called? Emotional stress. Emotional stress is a thing, in case people don't know that. You are emotionally stressed. That's why everything feels heavy. And that happened to me so much. Like, I was so emotionally stressed. I would think a lot. Like I told you guys, I will have like panic attack. The migraine was terrible. Thank God for medical prescription that I got from a friend, which I'm very grateful for. I was having migraine back. I could have my migraine back to back for a week. Mind you, I'm sleeping early. Mind you, I am resting. In fact, there was a week where I didn't film content because I am coming to understand, or I'm beginning to understand now, that content is brain work. I didn't know that up until like this year. Yeah, content is brain work, and your brain is working over time. You're thinking about content, scripting, and all that. I started to stop thinking, to stop being anxious, to stop chasing timeline, with my life, and just really trust God. I'm not even going to lie, it's giving trust to God. Sorry, I got distracted by my face. I really like how this makeup turned out today. A woman's body is very funny. Sometimes I'll do my makeup to look great, and sometimes be like, who is this? But anyhow, I started trusting God more. we like plans. God, I have plans for this year. What do you think? God, I don't want this headache anymore, this migraine. And I'm not going to lie for you. I still have those migraines, but now I know why I'm having the migraine. I'm having it because I haven't slept. So, you guys, I am sharing this and I came very vulnerable. Not very vulnerable because there are some things that I didn't say, but I came vulnerable here just in case there's anyone, or maybe you're watching this video and you feel like you're behind. You're actually not behind. You're actually going in your own pace of life, and your pace is enough. We need to start telling ourselves that a lot. Your pace is enough. You don't use another person's time to work on your own time. Yoruba has that saying, you don't look at somebody else's watch to time your own life. Oh, if it happened for this person, it should happen for me too. That used to be me, but it's no longer me anymore because I've come to understand that my journey is unique and is different, and it is unique to me. And if things want to happen like aka late, because there's nothing like late for me in life, that's okay. Because if I'm to write a book about myself, what will I write? Do you understand? And that's okay for me. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and if you resonate with like anything I said in this video, please share your thoughts in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I think we're going to be making this a thing. So if you have like topics or something you just want me to like talk about generally, I will really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll just really love to hear about your own journey in the comment section. Subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.